Hello my friends, welcome back to Kyle's Film Garage. I'm in Hollywood, I'm taking a walk, I got my coffee, and I want to talk to you a little bit about Preacher 6. So I don't know if you know what Preacher 6 is, but I'm going to tell you what it is, and we're going to get to it right now. All right, so Preacher 6 is an independent film that is in post-production now. It's been a long road, so this goes all the way back to it was written in 2016, and that is when fundraising began for the production of the movie. So okay, so Preacher 6 is about a small town preacher comes to the big city and ends up fighting demons, like in a literal sense. So let's watch the trailer to it so you can get an idea of what we're going for.
That archer you saw, he's just one of many. They're all over the place. They are amassing an army. And what we have to do is face them. We are at the end of time. I'm about to blow the trumpet.
Basically, the origin, the inception of Preacher 6 was I had been involved in another film that I won't say the name of for a long time, for like 5 years, in pre-production, getting the story together, you know, all this kind of stuff. And what ended up happening, it wasn't our film, and what ended up happening was basically it got taken out from under me after like having built up the whole thing and used my connections and people that I know and all that to put it together. And it got like, okay, well, yeah, we're not going to use you anymore, you know, that kind of thing. So it was one of those crystallizing moments of like, I am so angry, you know, at this situation that I will never let that happen to me again. And I'd talked to my wife about, you know, the situation, because she, you know, has been through the whole thing. So she was right there with me, and I got a couple of cocktails in, and I'm in the backyard and I'm walking around and I'm kicking cans and I'm just like mad at the world, and then I go back inside and my wife is like, she's a writer, by the way, so she's like walking around and she said, "Preacher," like that. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Preacher." And then she just started like talking about Preacher, and she came up with the idea of Preacher 6, and then what the story was, and how basically we were going to make a film, our own film, called Preacher 6. And that was the day that Preacher 6 was born, if you will. Started writing it, started planning on fundraising for it right at that moment, and it was all go. It was all go. Like, we're doing this thing. So 2 years later, we had raised enough money. No, it wasn't 2 years. It was believe, a year of fundraising, and then we shot the first part in Arkansas, and that is the beginning of the film. So, and that was like more, you know, more proof of concept, more like more footage, more building. And then after that was done, get back, edit that, keep going, and then we gotta raise the money to do the shoot, you know, of the film. So then we spent another, God, how long was that? I believe that was another year or two raising money for it. And then we shot that in 2018 or 2019 when we filmed Preacher 6, like the movie, the film. So this movie, I had brought a lot of the people that I've worked with over the years, and actors that I know, Peter Murnick and Naomi Grossman, Zach Galligan, Carmen Argenziano. I had worked with Carmen Argenziano and Peter Murnick on a movie called Andersonville that was directed by John Frankenheimer. And I always had this list in my head of like people that I would want to work with if I ever had the opportunity, you know, to produce something. And, you know, so basically I called up these people, called up Peter and Naomi Grossman and Zach Galligan. I actually worked with both of them on a film called The Chair with Roddy Piper. So that's how I met them. So basically I just had this like wish list of people that I had worked with and I knew that were really good actors, and so it was like, if I ever get a shot, you know, to make a film, you know, let's do that. So I called up, you know, all these people, and my wife was writing Preacher 6 like with certain actors in mind, these people, and so she wrote the movie with these people in mind, and which was great. And my good friend David Banks, who is in it, he plays one of the Thunder Brothers, which is one of Zach Galligan's his brother. So yeah, so they're awesome in it. So that's how the cast came together, and a lot of people got excited about it, and new people that I had not met are also in it. Some really great people. Tim Majka played one of the demons, and he's been awesome. He was there for the whole thing. Bruce the Demon, Chris Toomey, he was there through the whole thing, big supporter, helped make it happen. Lawrence Chow from Ghostly Adventures, my wife actually reached out to him through Instagram, said, hey, we got this project, didn't know him, you know, and he ended up playing the monk. You know, Mary LeGault, she was a friend of mine that had worked with this project. Yeah, the list is long. I don't want to like leave anybody out, but just go to IMDb, check out all the actors. Really great people. So here's what happened. So we're going along and we're getting the editing done, and then the big thing happens that shut down the whole country. We all know what we're talking about. And so that happened, and we ended up moving to Mandeville, which is right near New Orleans. Beautiful little city. And so we were there, and I actually, well, we both did. We actually like caught that thing that was going, you know, through that time, and back in 2019, 2020. And basically I ended up having long haul from that, which was pretty debilitating, and it prevented me from kind of being able to do things, to think, you know. So if you, I'm actually making a film about that called Long Haul, which I'll be doing after Preacher 6 is done. So, but anyway, so just like years of like not being able to really function, you know, while, you know, people were working on, you know, the background stuff and editing and VFX and that kind of thing. And I honestly didn't have the capacity to be able to, like, you know, put the kind of thought that you need to be able to put into something that's like as big as, you know, a film, you know, and all that goes into it. So part of that timing was me being sick. So I'm better now, have been for a while, and I don't know if you follow the channel, you've seen me, like, you know, working and whatnot at College Humor and that kind of thing, and you know, getting back on my proverbial feet, so to speak. And cut to the chase. Where are we going with this? So where we're going with this, Kyle, is that right now it's go time. It's go time to get Preacher 6 finished, and this is a great time. I have like good news, bad news. The good news is that I'm gonna be focusing 100% of my time and energy on finishing Preacher 6 with my editor and VFX team and all of that. So I had been doing the 50 documentaries in 50 weeks challenge to try to raise money, and I realized that that was gonna take too much time, you know, to do it. So I'm putting my faith in reaching out to be able to finish this film. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is I'm unemployed, which is a bummer because there's no money when you're unemployed. But the good thing about that is that I have time to dedicate and focus to getting this movie finished, with which there's a lot of people counting on me. It's a lot of there's been a lot of you know, pressure to do something like this when it's like, when, you know, I'm the producer, so all of the weight is on my shoulders. So what I will ask you to do is to support the campaigns and join the Patreon. $3 a month. I have all of the tiers on the Patreon. You can get your names in the credit, funding producer, associate producer, like all different kind of credits that you can have to get in and help finish this film. You could also join the Opprime, which is where my documentary 10 City Hollywood is, and all those other things. I have 4 documentaries on Opprime Network, so if you want to support that way, just join that. It's $5, you know, and it's an indie film platform, so that is another way to do it. And so I'll leave all the links in the description of how to support this, and basically it's on now. It's on now. So thank you so much for your support in this channel and for all this time. So click like on this and join the channel. If you want to support that way, you can do that. Buy me a coffee for $2 on here. Basically everything that you are going to be helping with is going to go to finishing Preacher 6. And yeah, so the big news here is that I am not stopping until it's done. So I'm not going to be doing any more documentaries or short films, or, you know, I'll still do some YouTube videos like this, let you know what's going on, but 100% of my time is going to be on finishing the film. So yeah, so please be a champion. Appreciate you, and thanks for sticking around for the entire video, and I will see you on the next one. Be sure to support any way you can.